spread into a grim line, and she averted her eyes to her plate, her eyebrows furrowed as she blinked rapidly. When she looked up again, a smile was on her lips, but Rory could see that it was a strained one. "Very well, then. Oak Harbor it is," she said lightly. "You must let me help you plan for the wedding, dear. It's the least I can do, seeing as the wedding will no longer be in San Fran." Her eyes flashed with determination as she stared at Rory. Our wedding planner, Jennifer, already has everything under control. I'm not sure how much input you'll get, Lenora," Rory answered carefully. "I understand, but I want to do this for you and my son. You're about to become a part of our family now, and I've always imagined that whomever James marries, I would help to plan the wedding. It's the least I can do." The intonation in her voice suggested that if Rory refused, it would be a great disappointment on her end. "Okay, I'll talk to Jennifer and let her know you will be offering your input," Rory conceded. "Good," Lenora returned with a self-satisfied smirk. Rory was sure she'd just lost a great battle, and a sinking feeling settled in her chest. "Please, excuse me." She placed her napkin on her chair as she stood. James stood as well, a look of concern etched across his face. "Are you all right?" he asked. "I am," Rory replied, a tiny smile of reassurance on her lips. "I just need to—" She didn't finish the sentence. James nodded in understanding. Stepping away from the table, she headed for the hallway. Her low heels clicked against the marble floor and echoed throughout the cavernous open space as she made her way toward the powder room. The room was toward the end of the long hallway, which felt more like a runway rather than just the entryway for the numerous rooms on the first floor of the mansion. Rory slipped into the room, and the door closed behind her with a soft click. She walked over to the porcelain sink. Flattening her palms against the cold, hard surface, she bowed her head, eyes cast down in exhaustion. The meeting with her in-laws felt more stressful than normal. Staring at her reflection in the gilded mirror in front of her, she winced at the evident fatigue on her face. She placed her hands together, forming a cup before putting them under the tap. It came on automatically, and the water rushed out to fill up the indentation of her joined palms. Rory splashed the water against her face, welcoming the coolness on her cheeks. Hopefully it would help the color return in them. "Okay, Rory, you can do this. Just a few more hours, then you get to go home and hopefully enjoy that tub of ice cream you've been ignoring for the past couple of weeks." She sighed miserably. Who was she kidding? This evening was bound to get more unbearable the longer she and James stayed. She was sure Lenora was only biding her time before she started picking on her about her appearance, her choice of occupation, and anything else that she was sure would get to Rory. It had been like this ever since she and James started dating. When she first met James's parents, she immediately sensed the disappointment that oozed off them in waves. Lenora especially. She had been incredibly catty and had brought Rory to the brink of tears. It had made her reconsider dating James. Lenora made it a point of reference to mention that they, in fact, were from two different backgrounds. He was born to generational wealth and would always be wealthy, while she had been born to a mother who raised her single-handedly, who struggled hard to make a life for the both of them. This stark difference had been made even more abundantly clear on her first visit to the Davis mansion. The degree of opulence in the sprawling 3-story house that she came to understand sat on its own 32 acres of land and boasted a garden that could rival that of the Queen of England's, and littered with other amenities such as swimming pools and tennis courts, had intimidated her. She'd been set on breaking up with James, but he had convinced her that he was in this for the long haul, and he would get his parents to understand. That was the first time he'd said, "I love you." His revelation had melted her heart, and she'd also decided to fight for their relationship. Whatever James said to his parents, Lenora had become more welcoming, but Rory was sure it wasn't by choice.